the Matrix, expand your mind, and make you all think. How are you guys all doing this grand morning? Today we're going to talk about escaping the soul trap, the truth behind this crazy illusion, this holographic simulation that science is now caught up and philosophy is catching up together, and so is nature showing everything. It's all lined up. So before time, before matter, before form, there was this thing known as the pleroma, okay? It's agnostic Christianity. The pleroma is the fullness of the divine light, the consciousness, and the eternal source. It's behind the time illusions. It was wholeness, truth, and unity. And no, this wasn't just some place, okay? It was an original state. The I am. That's right. You, me, I am. That's what Yahshua, who this world turned into Jesus Christ and gave a false name, teaching you the same thing. The unfragmented essence of all is the consciousness existence in harmony. You see, but then came a distortion, a fragment of the divine, sometimes called Sophia in the agnostic text, projection of creation without the full alignment of the source. The distortion gave birth to the agnostics called the Demerge, a false god who fashioned the material world not in harmony but assimilation of true creation. This was not the original Eden. It was a copy, a mirror, a trap. It was something that was a false narrative, something that has you and me locked into these bodysuits. You know, and this is what many call the holographic simulation, the universe today. Science and simulation, modern theoretical physicists like Nick Bostrom and even guys like Elon Musk have seriously entertained and comprehended and understand the idea that we live in this simulation. Quantum mechanics also hints that matter does not exist as we think. It behaves like energy and it only appears solid when we observe it and put our attention into it. So reality merely is an illusion, and even, albeit and a very persistent one. Albert Einstein said that. The double slit experiment showed us that the particles behave like waves until we observe them, suggesting consciousness plays a role in shaping physical reality. This supports the idea that our world is more like a projection, a hologram, and absolutely more that way than it isn't even a material reality. See, this is a simulation, and many believe, and we are caught in this loop, and I'm letting you know I got the experience of reincarnation, constantly recycling through the lifetime, not for soul evaluation or evolution, but for energy harvesting. See, the thing is, when I first went, I was in this place where I was just being held, and it didn't feel right. And it was then I gazed within my internal, and I could hear the consciousness tell me to look and gaze into the mirror. And that was the discovery of the internal flow. There was 2 doors. I didn't follow the light. I opened the hardest door, the smallest, the tiniest. And I went down to many dimensions. And I realized that this was an illusion, and it was projecting both fear and false light. It was manipulating our beliefs about what's happened and the fact that we even are born and die. We are taught to go to this light, even religion, but I'm telling you, don't. The light is nothing more than another trap, a recycled mechanism to keep your soul imprisoned into a false matrix, to be born into another character, to forget yet who you are and all the things you worked on right here just gone. Even Plato's allegory describes people chained inside a cave, watching shadows on the wall, and they believed these shadows were reality, but because they were never seen outside their world. Meanwhile, it was their own shadows. You're in a cave, but this veil, it's thinning, it's tearing. The body of matter, the great distraction. This. In this simulation, we were given these bodies of matter, fragile, needy, driven by survival, believing that they could have ailments and break and be sick. We hunger, thirst, age, and desire, thrive and anchor our consciousness into identifying into items, things, and belongings with the form rather than remembering our true formless essence, creation in itself. We could go like that. It was never about a material. The beauty was more into the natural, organic materials of things that we thought and believed and created. We believed we are separate for some reason, when the truth is we are one with creation itself, and there's nothing to go find, but only to discover. We are divine consciousness, fractaled into temporary form, forgetting what we are, so the system can use our energy over and over again. Yeah, I think we do need a refund. This one's got some damage. It needs some old reconstructive surgery on its neck and everything else, its back. I mean, come on, man. I should have jumped into a different body and thought about that. But religion in its false light, many ancient texts were altered, by the way, to control the masses. Religion systems were used to install fear-based programming, heaven and hell, sin, salvation, punishment, and reward. Your creation. What'd you do wrong? But in the mystical roots of religion, the agnostic Christianity, the Kabbalah, the Sufi, the Islam, the Eastern wisdom, the truth remains hidden in plain sight. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Even the one they turned into a god taught you that. We were never meant to be ruled by outside saviors, by external systems. That's an illusion. The Demerge wants you to seek light out there so you never discover the light within. They have you seeking idols, making false narratives. It says don't worship other idols, but yet we are. See, nature even reflects the divine blueprint to us. Trees, animals, stars, they do not die. They are not part of this false system. They still live in a rhythm with the source. They continue to keep going and going. But the system has distracted us with these concrete jungles and digital noises and synthetic desires. It hides nature's true under a veil of technology and commercialism. Has you thinking you're without, wishing you had more, working harder to get that more, to just take away the time that they even created to make you feel even more imprisoned, to create a fight or flight and constant stress. Still, if you sit under a tree, you breathe with the earth and listen, you'll remember. The real Eden is not lost. It's buried under belief. So awaken. To awaken is not to die. It's but to remember. To take one's life, you're only throwing yourself in a cycle. The veil is tearing now. There's not much longer to wait. That's why fear is rising and trying even harder. That's why everything is being exposed and the illusion is collapsing. And it's desperate. It's trying to take a hold. When the veil lifts, the soul sees itself, not as flesh and bone, but as an eternal light. And in that moment, the trap breaks. Your job now is not to be in fear, but to become aware, to let go of a belief system, to stop feeding fear and external authority, and to reclaim your energy and its sovereignty, and to realize you are not the avatar. You are the one playing the game. And don't go to the light, go inward. You know, this is not about escaping through death. It is about escaping through awareness. The trap ends when illusion no longer holds your attention. You are not here to be saved. You are here to remember that you were never trapped to begin with. The prison was belief. The key is knowing who you truly are. I hope you'll remember. Because on this side, it's epic. Make sure you do one thing towards your dreams every single day. It brings you one step closer. Make sure you recognize that you are valuable and you matter. You are all unique puzzle pieces, a part of the ultimate puzzle of the cosmos. Peace and love. Hang in there.